Digital transformation, the foundational principles, take 0. All right, so let me start off by apologizing for the quality of the audio or lack of quality of the audio and studio. I'm actually traveling, but this week is the first week of our new whiteboard series, which will be Whiteboard Wednesdays every other Wednesday going forward through the year 2023. This presentation today, hopefully, the presentation itself is much more important than the quality of the video and audio that you guys are going to have here. This is a video that you're going to share within your organizations. You're going to share all over the world. This is probably the most important presentation that I've ever given on our public YouTube channel. It's one I've given hundreds of times, thousands of times probably over the course of my career. It is one that we give at the beginning of our mentorship and mastermind program all the time. I've done it in keynote addresses in various forms, but today is the first time that I'm ever going to do it in its full entirety, just especially for the YouTube channel. And it is digital transformation, the foundational principles. These are the basic premises that everyone has to accept in order to be successful when it comes to digital transformation. These are the foundational principles that my company, Intellic Integration and 4.0 Solutions, and all of my other digital companies adhere to. When most people ask me, why does digital transformation fail? Or why did this digital transformation initiative not succeed? Or why did that one not succeed? It really boils down to three foundational concepts. You either had the wrong strategy, you used the wrong technology, you picked the wrong partners. But from at a higher level, it boils down to you either didn't start with education or you didn't accept the basic foundational principles of digital transformation. So with that, let's get into the video. Let's get into the presentation itself. I'm going to take you right through the OneNote. Going forward, we'll be doing this on a digital whiteboard, and we're going to be breaking down each of these individual elements on a digital whiteboard in Whiteboard Wednesdays going forward. All right. So with that, let's get into it. All right. Digital transformation, the foundational principles. Number one, that's what I'm going to be saying. Number two, why should you listen to me? Well, I'm chairman of Intellic Integration and 4.0 Solutions. I'm a solutions architect that specializes in digital transformation. I am the architect and designer of the concept called the unified namespace. And I'm an educator at IIoT.university, where we teach mentorship and mastermind programs. We're teaching engineers how to support digital transformation initiatives, and we're teaching leaders, project managers, and executives how to lead digital transformation initiatives based on these foundational principles. Okay, those of you who are in mastermind and mentorship, listen. You've heard forms of this presentation many times. Some of you have heard the entire presentation many times. This is the first time it's all going to be contained in a video that you can share with your clients. You can share across the world. Okay. But this is an example in Mastermind. If you remember, if you were in Mastermind for the first year worth of videos, the first year of live streams, this is a presentation I gave at the beginning of every single Mastermind and mentorship video or meeting. All right, digital transformation, what you must know. So let's start with the basic concept that digital transformation is innovation. It is not continuous improvement. And I want to thank one of our manufacturing partners who shared this slide with us and allows us to use it with our students. But what really matters is over here on the right-hand side, everyone is familiar with the technology S-curve and continuous improvement. Okay. One of the foundational elements that most people have got to understand is that digital transformation is not continuous improvement. It's actually a pausing of continuous improvement. Groundbreaking innovation in the lean Kaizen world, it's called kaikaku. Groundbreaking innovation. So it's new technology, new foundation, new principles, and then a resumption of continuous improvement. So number one, absolutely most important to understand, digital transformation is not continuous improvement. It is groundbreaking innovation. Okay? It is groundbreaking innovation. And if we want to talk about Moore's law, or if we want to talk about technological revolutions or industrial revolutions, that's what we need to understand, is that it isn't CI, it's innovation. Okay? Number two, why does anyone want to do this? Okay, well, there's two end goals. Okay, the first end goal is the manufacturing holy grail, which I'm going to go through here. The things that you're working towards through your digital strategy and through your digital transformation initiative. Number one, it's you're working towards the manufacturing holy grail in service of plugging into a digital supply chain. And in later videos, we're going to talk about what's the difference between a company that uses a manual linear supply chain, the very traditional Industry 3.0 approach, and a company that uses a digital supply chain that's built into a hub and spoke digital architecture. Well, today we're going to talk about manufacturing holy grail. So what is it? So when most organizations are saying, hey, we want to digitally transform, they may not concisely say it this way, but this is what they mean. The reason we want to digitally transform is because we want a fully integrated business made up of digital factories. The best way to describe a digital factory is an organization that has a single pane of glass to access all data and information through the organization. Think of smartphone, smart factory. So it's a fully integrated business made up of digital factories. That means everyone and everything is plugged into a network. All the layers of the business are integrated and operate based on data and information from all of the other layers in real time. Stakeholders, not some stakeholders, but all stakeholders know the state of the business in real time. Where are we right now? Where are we relative to where we were yesterday? Where are we right now relative to where we thought we would be today? The state of the business in real time. If we do that digitally, then stakeholders can know the future state of the business in real time. We can take patterns in data from the past, look at where we are right now, and we can predict the future. And we can do that in real time, natively, automatically, okay? We leverage machine learning and artificial intelligence to collect and analyze data and information. What is machine learning? The best way to describe it is it's software that finds patterns in data that we cannot see with the naked eye. Okay, so machine learning can achieve things that human beings simply cannot. Correlations, contrasts, and relationships, inputs and outputs, antecedents and outcomes that we cannot see with the naked eye. We'll use machine learning to predict the future outcomes based on past patterns and current state. Artificial intelligence, that is the decision making, will recommend operational adjustments to improve those future outcomes. That is, mitigate the failures we see in the future and repeat the successes we can predict in the future. And then finally, where do the human beings come in? Human beings make the decision whether or not to execute or not execute those recommended operational adjustments. And we call this operations analysis, okay? A big thank you to Gallerison Industrial Solutions, GIS. They're one of our partners in Ireland. They're one of the integrators that's gone through all these programs. Every one of their engineers have gone through mentorship. They use all these foundational principles. They've created a bunch of amazing graphics for our community at the Discord server and everyone at IIoT.university to share across the world. And this happens to be one of their slides. Digital transformation is about going from the architecture on the left, Industry 3.0, a linear stack, point-to-point integration as we go up the stack, to a unified namespace where the smart things are plugging into an ecosystem. We're not integrating to smart things out on the floor, okay? Some important concepts when it comes to digital transformation. These are 3 foundational concepts. Commit them to memory, share them with everyone in your organization. Every time someone in your organization in a digital meeting says something that goes against one of these concepts, you need to show them these concepts, all right? So number 1, digital transformation is a strategy, is not a project. When you hear me talking about why I hate on Accenture so much, or I hate on McKinsey so much, or I hate on Deloitte, or I hate on Rockwell, or I hate on Emerson, and I'm peer reviewing all of these digital roadmaps that they create for these organizations, the approach that they take is they use a solution-centered stack, buy our stuff to do this list of projects in order, okay? That is not digital transformation. Digital transformation is not a project. It is not a destination. It is a journey built upon a common digital strategy. Why are we a digital company? Why do we want to be a digital company? Why do we want data to be the primary commodity in our business? Okay? Digital transformation is a strategy. It's not a project. Number 2, what is digital transformation? It's about transforming the way manufacturers operate their businesses by leveraging data they generate every day, but never or rarely consume in real time. When we do digital transformation maturity assessments for organizations, one of the top three complaints that end users have when we say, what is it you're good at, what are you not good at, what's missing in your business, one of the top three answers that we get on the what's missing, the number one answer is we don't have a strategy. But what's one of the top three answers? It's I don't have visibility into current state. I don't have access to the data I need to create the information so I know where we stand right now. Digital transformation is about taking that for granted. Having access, understanding current state, predicting future state, taking it for granted. The number three most important for you integrators out there, for your vendor partners, the number one question I get is, what do I do when an organization doesn't get it? The answer is you let them go and you let them die. Digital transformation, not everyone can be helped. Invest your energy on the businesses you can help. Start with finding people who admit they have a problem. If you work for an organization, if you're an end user, an engineer, a controls engineer, you're a quality engineer, you're a CI engineer, and you say, my company doesn't get it, get the fuck out of there. Go find a company that does get it. Many companies, 11 out of 12 during this transformational period between Industry 3.0 and Industry 4.0 will go out of business. They're either going to be acquired or they're going to get destroyed by the competition. Okay. Important definitions. I'm going to go over these all in separate videos, but Industry 3.0 was the automation of manufacturing processes, which created our digital data. Industry 4.0 is the digital integration and automation of business processes, which creates our information. Digital transformations going from manual or paper processes to the integrated digital processes. Integrated, not just digital, but integrated digital processes. And the industrial Internet of Things is simply the ecosystem we create by digitally transforming. It's a business filled with connected smart things. A smart thing is something that has connectivity and it can tell you things about itself. That's all a smart thing is. And then most importantly, the important general concepts when digitally transforming. Commit these to memory. Okay? The companies that get it make no mistakes when it comes to these six. Okay? Number one, you must know what your digital strategy is. This is a 3-sentence statement that the executive leadership and the digital transformation team creates that says why we want to be a digital company. It is a mission statement for being digital, and every person in the organization, that 3-sentence statement, should be reciting it from memory. If I ask you, what is your digital strategy, and you give me a 60-page PowerPoint presentation that doesn't have a 3-sentence statement in it, you don't have a digital strategy. The digital strategy is the why. It is the reason why we're going to be a digital company, why it matters, why we're going to make products that get better after people buy them, why it is that we're going to build our organization, our operations, and our workflows on top of a digital infrastructure. That includes integrating our legacy infrastructure while creating the infrastructure of the future, the rules for all the new smart things that will join our business. Number two, you approach every project as one part of a bigger whole. There is no such thing as a standalone project in a digital business. What I build today, the solution I'm purchasing today, the thing I'm requisitioning today, is being built upon the thing I built yesterday. It's standing on the shoulders of what I built yesterday. And what we build tomorrow will be an extension of what we bought today. Everything interoperates with one another. Okay? Number three, make no assumptions about how data will be consumed. All data matters. Every single data point matters. Just because you don't have a use for a digital data point today doesn't mean a user 6 years from now isn't going to need it then, plus the history of it over the last 6 years. All data matters. You can't find human beings. One of the biggest problems that human beings make in digital transformation is they think they know everything the business needs. Okay? All data matters. We're going to use software to tell us which data matters. That is, which data has which relationships with which outcomes. Software does that, machine learning. And in order for you to do that, you have to be able to look at every single pattern. Okay? Number four, treat all producers and consumers of data as a node in an ecosystem that you plug in and you unplug. That is, when I plug a smart thing into our infrastructure, if I plug a digital camera, or I plug in a PLC, or I plug in a machine, which we call a node, that is a turnkey piece of machinery that's got 13 PLCs on it, many network switches. We treat that entity, that asset, as a node in an ecosystem that is going to plug into the ecosystem and then inform us of what data and information it has in a way that we predefined. We treat software the same way, we treat human beings the same way. Number 5, build a technology stack. Do not build a software or solution stack. What does that mean? That means our solution is not Rockwell's Connected Enterprise. Our solution is not the Siemens stack with MindSphere on top. Okay? What we're doing is we're defining common technology that all the smart things in the business, Rockwell Connected Enterprise needs to meet these minimum technical requirements, which is our technology stack. Okay? And number 6, if there's anything you remember from this presentation, remember this. What an organization wants today, what they ask an engineer to build today, what they ask a vendor to build them today, what they ask a vendor to quote today, is a function of what they know today. Okay? What you want is a function of what you know. You must remain agile here. You have to go into digital transformation understanding that if digital transformation is about collectively, incrementally, exponentially increasing the collective knowledge of an organization, which it is, the organizations get incredibly smart. Their collective intelligence about their business increases 5x, 10x, 25x, 50x just in the first 18 months of a digital transformation journey. If the things I want you to build, the problems I'm aware of, the things I'm asking you to solve is a function of what I know, then it naturally follows that as what I know increases exponentially, what I want you to solve will increase exponentially. And therefore, you have got to approach this from a strategy that is agile. That is small incremental bites where I can adjust quickly. I can make mistakes, recover quickly. I can also deliver solutions in very short windows of time, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, and then adjust. 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, adjust. 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, adjust. Anyone who is writing you, any vendor out there, any of the Rockwells, the Emersons, any of those companies that are asking you to commit $1 million, $2 million, $10 million, $25 million on a digital transformation package is robbing you blind because they have no idea what it is you are going to want just 6 months from now. You must remain agile. The approach you take to digital transformation must be an agile approach, an iterative, agile approach. And what does that look like? It looks like this. On the far left, we have digital transformation as a strategy. It's not a project. We're going to transform the way a manufacturer operates their business, and we're going to start with admitting we have a problem. And on the right, we're going to be connected. We're going to be integrated. We're going to be informed in real time. We're going to know current state, future state. We're going to be able to predict problems. We're going to be able to make recommendations so that we can mitigate those problems, and we're going to execute. And down at the bottom is the agile approach you take to digital transformation. When we first engage with an organization, we're doing a digital transformation maturity assessment. Any of our vendor partners, any of the other integrators, GIS, Skellig, G5, Copar, Ectobox, any of the other integrators who have gone through our program, who have gone through mentorship or mastermind or are active members of our community and sit on the advisory board, they're using these exact same approaches. And in the beginning, when they're doing a digital transformation maturity assessment, they're starting by inventorying the business, inventorying the intelligence, and connecting all the smart things. And then they're creating a unified namespace. That is the structure of the business, all the events of the business, and the minimum technical requirements for all the smart things to plug into that UNS. And then the loop here, the iterative loop, is all about converting data into information, presenting information either to human beings or to other pieces of software. We learn from that new knowledge, and then we decide what we want to do next. We expand and iterate, expand and iterate, expand and iterate based on that digital strategy. Okay? All right. So where can you learn more? Well, number one, you can go to IIoT.university, or you can watch all the other videos we have on our YouTube channel. You can join our Industry 4.0 Discord server. You can go to IIoT.university / I think it's just Discord. You can join mentorship and mastermind, or what you can do is come back to this channel 2 weeks from now for the next whiteboard video, which will be an extension of these lessons. On YouTube, well, I just want to say one quick thing about the whiteboard video. In mentorship and mastermind, we have a focused audience. We know the technical skill set, we know the fluency, we know the ability of the audience to understand all the things we're saying at any given time. On YouTube, we don't have that. And people ask me this question all the time. Why are you more general on YouTube? Why are you so general with the lessons on YouTube? Well, the answer is because we're trying to touch people from the top of an organization all the way to the bottom. We're trying to speak in the seventh grade language, the language that every person understands, so that we can touch and impact as many people as we absolutely possibly can. Okay. So in these whiteboard videos, while we are going to get much more technical, we will not be doing the deeper dive because it's just YouTube is not the platform to do that. Okay. Um, with that being said, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, share the video, comment down below. That's super, super important. Anybody who brings up the concept of digital transformation, anyone who brings up, um, they never mention the word strategy when it comes to digital. Anyone who believes that digital transformation is a project and not a strategy, anyone who thinks that just buying an off-the-shelf ERP system is going to solve all your problems, let's spend $25 million on SAP and suddenly we're digital. Show them this video. Please comment down below if this was helpful, if this is spot on, if this is terrible, you like the approach, don't like the approach, and I'll see you in the next one.